Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Last half an hour of trade on the weekly options expiry, and it's not really looking good. We have also tested 25,050 in the intraday session. Right now we are 156 points lower in trade. Very choppy throughout the course of the day. But remember, we had opened on a high. All those gains were wiped out by the kind of moves that we were seeing towards the half time of the trade, and thereafter the markets have just not got the strength to regain that confidence in the markets as well. So the markets are slipping down, and major reasons for this include the heavyweights that are not contributing to the markets today. Reliance Industries is contributing, in fact, 31 points to the decline. HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, that had so far been supporting the markets on the upward trajectory, have also seen some declines and are contributing on the negative side. Infosys post earnings is contributing 16 points to the declining side. Even FMCG names Nestle and ITC are declining. Remember, earnings for Nestle also came in. What's in fact just holding up despite this weakness on the markets today? Well, it's PSU Bank's Pharma, Auto. Only three sectors that are holding up into the green. Let's look at the stocks and the sectors that are still lower. IT is the top drag today in terms of the sectors. Over 2% of a cut that can be seen on IT stocks. Now, when we look at FMCG, real estate, even the mid and the small caps basket, that's also seeing a lot of cuts right now. Top movers on the Nifty, Eternal. It's got its mojo back again. You can actually see after yesterday some dips. It has carried forward the momentum that it was gaining on post the earnings coming in. 312 right now on Eternal. It's the top mover. Now let's look at Tata Motors. That's another one that's been holding up the ground. Remember, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in London and is in talks to finalize the India-UK FTA. Once the agreement is signed, some of the companies that could have coverage as far as the new agreements are concerned are already getting a reaction, and Tata Motors is one of them, 1.4% higher. Dr. Reddy's, Grasim, Cipla, these are all the stocks that are also moving up in tandem as well. When we look at the declines, although Nestle is the top loser right now, about a 5% kind of decline that can be seen on this one in trade today. The kind of levels that we are seeing is 2,327 odd levels right now. Remember, the company is now going on to say that the net profit has fallen on higher costs, although it has appointed Manish Tiwari as the next CMD. Mr. Suresh Narayanan is on course to exit from the company on July 31st after completing his term and resigning after getting retired from the company as well. Remember, this was already being anticipated, and now the final announcement of appointment of Manish Tiwari as the chairman on the board of the company has actually been announced as well. Remember, we've also been seeing that Trent is down, Shriram Finance, Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech, some of those IT heavyweights are still contributing on the negative side. Let me quickly welcome now our guest on board. Ms. Swati Hotkar is joining in from Nirmal Bang with us on the program to help us understand her view on the markets. Hi Swati, warm welcome to you. Good afternoon. Expiry turning more shaky. How are you looking at the levels on the markets, and what are you doing with them?
Yes, good afternoon, Sakshi. Definitely, market is really facing a very volatile trading sessions from the last few trading sessions. The interesting observation today is that the Nifty is hovering nearby its 50 days moving average, which comes to nearby 25,050 levels. Now it got stuck within that range. Any move below that level on the closing basis will witness more profit booking, or say the selling pressure likely to be intensified, which might take a indices towards at least downside towards to 25,900 to 25,840 levels, 24,900 to 24,840 levels. Up to that level, I believe that we are likely to witness some sort of a selling pressures. Upside is positive momentum rally can be seen only if the Nifty manages to give the breakout of 25,200. Till the time, the Nifty will likely to trading sessions and the selling pressure is likely to be intensified. Coming towards the bank Nifty, I believe that it is just hovering nearby its 20 days moving average, which is a compared to the positive sign if we do the comparative analysis between the Nifty and the bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, as of now, it is from the last three continuous trading session, it is trading in the formations of the higher tops, higher bottom formations, but Nifty was not. So if the Bank Nifty manages to give the breakout of 57,500, then it will take a Nifty on the higher level as well. So as of now, Bank Nifty has not turned into the negative zone. Definitely, it is under the consolidation phase. Any move above 57,500 will extend this up move rally towards at least 58,000 to 58,400. Whereas on a downside, it has a very crucial support at around 56,500. So as long as it holds that level, we will have a hope that Nifty will find some sort of a support on a downside, and then again we will see some positive momentum into the market. At the current level, view is a little bit cautious on both on the Nifty basically. One should definitely concentrate on the stock specific trading. So this is the particular view we are giving to our clients.
Okay, let's talk about Eternal. That's the top mover today, Swati. We did see 2 days of massive moves on the stock right after the earnings. And again, the stock is getting back in some traction. How are you looking at Eternal? Can one still take a fresh entry?
Actually, the chart is really positive. We already seen a very strong momentum rally this week. The counter has already given more than 21% return. I will not suggest to take a fresh long positions at the current market price, because within a span of three trading sessions, we have seen a 21% gain. So those who have already entered at a lower level, they will try to book the profits on the higher side. I believe that if you're getting any dips between 290 to 280 level, those will act as a very attractive level to take a fresh long position, because the risk reward ratio will be a favorable. But this momentum is likely to be carried forward at least up to the range of 340 to 350. I will suggest those who are having any long position, they can definitely hold on by keeping a profit stop loss of a 280 on a downside and hold your long position. But the fresh is not recommended at the current market price.
Sure. Okay, that's the big breaking news that viewers you are getting on your screens. India and the United Kingdom have signed the free trade agreement, something that we were all keeping a keen eye out on after Prime Minister Narendra Modi's arrival in London. He's met his counterpart, Mr. Tata there, and of course after that, this free trade agreement has been signed. Remember, this marks India's first major bilateral trade pact with a developed country in over a decade, and of course follows nearly 3 years of negotiations that we had with the United Kingdom as well. The FTA will come into effect after necessary legal clearances from the British Parliament and the Union Cabinet in India, likely within the next 1 year as well. So what is exactly going to happen here? Remember, what are India and the UK really offering here? We're getting to see that India's concessions will include on a lot of liquor, especially Scotch and gin. Import duties on Scotch whisky and gin will be reduced from 150% to 75% immediately and brought down to 40% over the next 10 years, which is why we are actually looking at a lot of imported whiskies and gins coming in at affordable prices into India. Cars, duties on UK made vehicles currently exceed 100% will be slashed to 10% under quota based system as well. So you will be able to see all the UK made vehicles come into India at a more affordable rate as well. Apart from this, tariff reductions on UK exports like cosmetics, medical devices, chocolates, biscuits, salmon, a variety of fish as well will also be seen. What will be the UK's concessions? Well, Indian exports, 99% of Indian products will get duty-free access to the UK market, covering nearly the entire value of the current bilateral trade as well. So big wins for the Indian sectors could include sectors like textiles, apparels, which means we will all have to keep an eye out on how the textile stocks are doing at this point in time. Footwear will also be important. Let's bring up a few stocks also to see if there is any reaction of the textile stocks. Let's pull up a Welspun and Arvind, for instance. From footwear, let's pull up a Relaxo or a Bata, for instance, as well. Let's also pull up auto companies. Tata Motors, we've been seeing how the move has happened. That could also show us some move. Even Bharat Forge from the engineering, manufacturing, from the gems, jewelry, sports goods category also, we could be looking at a lot of momentum here. So that's the big news that you have actually seen. India and the UK have signed the free trade agreement. Swati, coming to you, big deal that has been signed, something that was in the works for nearly 3 years, and India was waiting with bated breath for it. How are you looking at two key sectors? Autos, auto ancillaries on the one side and textiles on the other. We are looking at two broad categories that could be looking at immediate benefits.
I'm majorly more positive on the auto pack because already on those indices we already seen a very strong corrections, and I
Yeah.
believe those are the very good sector who can tap at the current market price, because already the counters are trading at the lower ends and we are likely to risk reward ratio is really favorable, and very swift rally can be seen on the high side. If you ask me about the two particular counters on from the auto pack, M&M and the Tata Motor really looks good on the technical front, because Tata Motor we have already seen a very sharp corrections, and after that we are witnessing from the last 2 months a consolidation phase, and the stock has given a formations of a consolidation phase within the range of 650 to 700 levels, and it's on the verge of giving the breakouts. So risk reward ratio is really favorable at the current market price. Those who want to encash such kind of a rally, they can take a long position into the Tata Motors at the CMP. Even for a short term period of time, I believe that 750, 770 levels can be seen in the near term future. So Tata Motors is one of the good counter. And another interesting observations on the another stock from the auto pack is Mahindra. This particular stock is forming a flat pattern on the monthly chart formations, and it has given the breakout of the same levels. Also, the interesting fact that the grounding bottom formation has seen, and thereafter a consolidation phase, and now we are witnessing a breakout. So whenever such kind of formations happens on the technical charts on a larger degree, whenever I'm saying larger degree, you must understand that it might be on the weekly or the monthly chart. So definitely we are likely to witness very strong momentum rally towards to 3400 to 3500 levels. So these are the two counters one should definitely have into their portfolio, which will give a very handsome money in the near term future.
Okay, let's get you to also talk about some of the other momentum stocks. PSU banks, they are rallying in trade today. Are you looking at them closely? Canara Bank, Indian Bank, all of them are showing us some ticks on the higher side. Huge volume also being seen on the PSU banking stocks, especially after the first half of trade really panned out. The rally began from 1 p.m. onwards, and we are actually seeing an up to 4% kind of a rally on the PSU banks. Canara Bank, Indian Bank are near 52-week highs as well. We are also seeing that there is this buzz across the space. We'll have to find out what is the key reason for that. But technically, how are these stocks looking, Swati?
See, yes, we are already witnessing a very strong momentum rally in the PSU sector, but the two counters which I like on the properly on the technical front is the Can Bank, and another one is the Bank of Baroda. These particular stocks are really doing very well on the weekly as well as the monthly chart, because we have already seen the correction and the stocks are on the verge of giving the downward sloping trend line breakouts. The volumes are really doing very well along with the price momentums. So these are the two counters one should keep on their radar. Can Bank, I'm looking for a target of at least 125 to 130 levels, and in the Bank of Baroda BOB, at least 280 levels can be seen very soon. So banking stocks will be the one which will take the indices on the higher sides as well as on the Nifty. So one should definitely go for a long position into this particular stock.
Okay. Meanwhile, Canara Bank did report its numbers, and we did see the surge on the stock right after. Asset quality improving and slippages also moderating have aided the move. 5% higher for Canara Bank right now. The other news bit that came in this morning was RBI talking about how PSU Bank's borrowing share in the uncollateralized money segment has fallen to 3% in 2024, and therefore you can actually see an across the board kind of a move that you're looking at on the PSU banks today. So that's also one reason there. Let me also pull up a few other pockets that we can discuss. Pharma, anything interesting here for you, Swati, on the pharma space?
Yes, from the pharma bank, Biocon really looks very good. This is a very strong counters, which showing a very strong formations on the monthly chart. The stock has given the formations of take up and handle, and it has given a very strong breakout of whatever the cluster resistance we was witnessing since 2022. So the it has given a very strong breakouts on the monthly chart. Volumes are really doing very well. Counter is trading back nearby 390, and in a couple of years, I believe the stock has a potential to get it double. So I'm putting a target of at least 500 rupees from here onwards. So on every deeps towards to 370, 361 can definitely add on the Biocon. Even at the current market price, at least one should take 20-30% of their quantity at the CMP. So the rally should not be missed out. I'm really bullish on the Biocon. So this is the one counter one can definitely.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's also focus a little bit on the primary market space, viewers. Remember, every day we are getting to see more and more new IPOs that are coming in. And today again, we've seen Brigade Hotel Ventures IPO opening up for investors to subscribe as well. Pawan Nahar, my colleague, is joining in to share with us all those updates that you should know in case you are looking closely at the IPO space and looking for opportunities there. Brigade Hotel coming from a big group, that we all know of. What is the kind of expectation here from the IPO? What are the details and what are brokerage houses really saying, Pawan, here?
Total Ventures, the IPO kicked off for subscription today, and it will close for bidding on Monday, July 28th. And the company is raising roughly around 760 odd crores in the price band of 85 to 90 rupees with a lot size of 166 equity shares. So, what brokerage firms are saying, they are mostly positive on this issue, suggesting to subscribe it for a long term. And this IPO is backed by Brigade Enterprises, which is a well-known real estate company in the southern India, and Brigade Hotels is also a South India focused hotel chain, which is and it's most of the properties are operated by Marriott, Accor, and Intercontinental Hotels Group. So, what are the key positives because for which brokerage firms are suggesting to subscribe to it is are that the company has recently turned profitable and it is backed by Brigade Group and a strong hold in the South India market. What makes them a bit concerned about this issue is the mixed financials. The company reported a fall in its top line in FY25 compared to FY24. Besides that, high debt and rich valuations, these are the other two concerns for this IPO. Back to you, Sakshi.
Okay, fair point. That's the view that has been shared. Let me quickly look at how Swati may be looking at it. Swati, I know it's a fundamental analyst's call on the IPOs, but has your own research firm come out with any report on Brigade?
As of now, we are giving a subscribe this thing for the long term purpose, but exactly I can't give the details because I am not a fundamental analyst.
Sure. Okay, fine. Viewers, I hope that this has helped you out in understanding the opportunities that present themselves in the IPO market. Pawan will closely keep tracking all the IPOs that are hitting the D Street. I think the next one that everybody is keeping an eye out on is NSDL IPO on July 30th. Of course, tomorrow, might be the price band release, and that will be important for us to track. So watch out for all those details tomorrow on NSDL IPO, as well as Pawan will be sharing all of that on the channel tomorrow. Getting back to the markets then and seeing what is buzzing in trade. In fact, let's also look at the ones that are declining as well. In the broader markets, IEX, now look at it, about 30% of a decline coming in on IEX. Remember, this is the worst single day fall that we are probably seeing for IEX today. This has happened right after the market coupling news has dented the sentiment for IEX, which has probably taken away some of the appeal of IEX as a business mode that is used to use for a platform which used to give investors the best price discovery. With a market coupler in place, which will be probably seen as an aggregator that will correct all the prices and then therefore put this out, it might seem that the volumes might get shifted out to competitors also. News flow that definitely dents the sentiment on IEX, but a 28, 29, 30% also of a fall that we've seen, Swati, today. What is the view, and what would you tell viewers and investors who've been holding the stock at higher levels?
Sakshi, definitely on the news basis today, we are witnessing a very strong correction in this particular stock or say the selling pressures. I believe in such kind of a scenario, one should definitely not book their losses. I believe downside is limited at the current level because up to 120, we might witness some sort of a correction. But in the near term future, definitely we are likely to witness again the pullback rally. 2 days is the new specific selling pressure we are witnessing. Not to create a much more panic at the CMP, just hold on for some period of a time. Definitely from 120 levels, we are likely to witness again a pullback rally towards to 160 to 870 levels. So hold on your long positions.
Hold on to your long positions. Let's quickly look at some of the other key stocks. Okay, let's look at the Anil Dhirubhai Ambani group of stocks. Remember, we definitely helped you out understand how reports were indicating that there were ED searches at premises linked to Raga, that's Reliance Anil Ambani group of companies, or the Raga group, which is a part of the ongoing investigation alleged to money laundering offences. Thereafter, we have seen a response coming in from Anil Ambani responding to the development. Anil Ambani has said that Reliance Power and Reliance Infrastructure said that the actions have absolutely no impact on the business operations, financial performance, shareholders, employees, or any other stakeholders of the company as well. Now, he's also marked out for all our viewers, let me just reiterate that he has also said that similar allegations as those set out in the media reports are sub judice and pending before the Honorable Securities Appellate Tribunal. Mr. Anil D. Ambani is not on the board of Reliance Power and Reliance Infrastructure. Accordingly, any action taken against RCOM or Reliance Housing Finance has no bearing or impact on the governance, management or operations of Reliance Power and Reliance Infrastructure, unquote. That's the statement that Anil Ambani Group has released after these two stocks of Reliance Power and Reliance Infra definitely showed a knee-jerk reaction in trade today by falling 5% lower on the back of the news of ED searches. Swati, these stocks, Reliance Power, Reliance Infra, were being seen as turnaround stories. There were order flows that were coming in and the company was turning debt-free. All of those news flows over the last 6 months, 1 year have turned these stocks favorable. And investors had once again started to believe that these stocks can actually be turnaround stories as well. How are you advising clients on the Anil Dhirubhai Ambani group of stocks, especially Reliance Power and Infra?
See, I'm not that much positive into this particular stock. If you talk about the Reliance Infra, we already have seen a very strong momentum rally in the month of the May. We have seen it from 225 onwards to 420 levels. Now, from there onwards, we are continuously witnessing a profit bookings. The rally has already witnessed on the technical front. The counter has showing a negative signals from the overbought zone. So fresh positions are not recommended. Those who are having any long positions, they can definitely book their profits at the current market price. I believe that any move below 257, 255 levels will see the extension of these falls towards to 330 to 320 levels. So avoid the long positions into the current Reliance Infra. And about the R power also, the counter has given a breakdown of 50 days moving average, which is also the cautious sign on the technical front. Here also we have seen a very strong run-up rally up to 76 levels, and from there onwards, it's continuously trading in the formations of the low top, low bottom formation, not showing any kind of a reversal at the current market price. So avoid the long positions. Those who are having, they should book the profits. Stay away from this particular two counters at the current market price. This is the view I would like to give to about the clients.
Okay, let me just read out for all our viewers what's buzzing on the D Street. You have stocks like Electra Green Tech, now 18% higher in trade at 1575. Smart move and a very strong surge on Electra Green Tech. Let's also look at Force Motors, Thyro Care Technologies, Pesalo Digital, Infobeam Technologies, names like even Vijay Diagnostic Center, P&B Guilds, that's up. HLE Glasscoat is higher in trade. Names like even VMart and IPCA Laboratories, Global Spirits, Rainbow Children's Medicare, these are all the names that are actually buzzing very smartly in the Nifty 500 basket as well. Let's pull up Electra Green Tech, 18% of a surge, a very strong move after a long haul. Your suggestion on Swati, what should be done now?
I will not suggest to take a long positions at the current market, but those who are already having the long positions, they can definitely this partial book their profits at the current market price. This rally may be extended towards to 1650 or 1700 levels. So, and downside it has a very good support at around 1520. So partial profits can book at the current market price. Second partial you can hold on for the mentioned targets with a trailing stop loss of a 1520 on downside.
Okay, got that. I hope viewers have got an idea as to what to do with this smart move and what thereafter should be your strategy there. Let me also just look at a few more stocks. Let's look at VMart Retail. I think there is this move because of the earnings that have also come in onto this one, and the stock is moving higher on the back of net profit revenue growing from last year. That's the kind of move that we are seeing on this one. Any suggestion on V-Mart at all?
My view is not much positive on this particular
Okay.
stock, so I suggest to avoid this particular.
Okay. All right, Swati, then give us any BTST, STBT trades if you could, please.
Yeah, sure. In the steel pack, we are likely to witness a very strong momentum rally. One of the counter is Zindal Steel. This particular stock is now up by almost 2.5%. Very strong momentum rally is witnessing from the last few trading session. To date has given the breakout of the inverse head and shoulder pattern formation. Even though the market is down by almost 150 points, this particular counter is really doing very well. Setup is really strong. One can go for a long positions at the current market price. Stop loss can be kept at 980 levels. I'm looking for a target of 1040. And another interesting counter is Gujarat Pipavav, GPPL. This particular stock has given the formations of a rounding pattern on the weekly chart and it is under the consolidation phase. I'm preempting the breakout because the risk reward ratio is really favorable at the current market price. So taking a very short risk at the CMP, currently the counter is trading at 165. Go long at current market price, 160 can be kept as your stop loss. Upside target is 175 to 180. We can see in a very short period of time.
Okay, Swati, before we let you go, next 1 week, what exactly is your thought process on the markets? How should one play this, monthly expiry week now, ending on 31st, the last day of the month as well. So monthly and series expiry will happen on the same day. Your suggestion of how should investors be really forming their strategies now?
See, I will frankly suggest to avoid long or the short positions on the indices space because those are really under the no trading zone because they got stuck within the few range points. So not giving either clear directions on both the indices. But I believe that the overall long-term trend is definitely positive on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. If you are getting any dips towards 24,800, one can grab that opportunity to build up the long positions. But wait for some more time not to create a long. Any dips towards to 24,800 can be utilized to create the long positions. Better to focus on the stock specific trading because even though the markets are really not doing very well, but there are the few counters or few sectors those are showing a very positive signs which are already given a buy call such as the GPPLs, Industrial and Power, M&M really doing very good. And for the next week, you can keep an eye on the Chalet Hotel or the Biocon. Lalpat Lab. These are the counters are really doing very well on the technical front. So keep an eye on this particular mentioned stocks. You can definitely earn a very good amount of money.
All right. Okay, Swati, thank you so much for being with us and sharing all those insights on the markets with all our viewers. Pleasure to have you with us. 328 viewers. We'll start wrapping up the trade now. You can clearly see 165 points of a decline, 25,053 on the Nifty right now. There's a 0.6% of a decline that we see at this point. So there is weakness on the markets. We are looking to end the markets on a lower note. From London, starting on the India-UK FTA.
करने के लिए तैयार है इसके साथ दोनों ही देशों को बहुत ही ज़्यादा आशाएं और बेनिफिट होंगी और दो देशों के लोग आपस में काम करके एक दूसरे के सहयोग करेंगे.
It is a deal that will bring huge benefits to both of our countries, boosting wages, raising living standards, and putting more money in the pockets of working people. It is good for jobs, it is good for business, cutting tariffs and making trade cheaper, quicker and easier.
और दोनों ही देश साथ में काम करके वेजेस बढ़ेंगी और वहाँ पे लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड भी बढ़ेंगी और लोगों के हिस्से में बहुत पैसे आएंगे और ये काम और व्यापार के लिए अच्छी होगी. वो टैरिफ काटने से ट्रेड सस्ता होगा और सहज होगा और सही होगा.
It is good for British workers in cutting-edge manufacturing, whisky distillers across Scotland, and the service sector in London, in Manchester and in Leeds.
और ये ब्रिटिश कामदारों के लिए बहुत अच्छी होगी वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में आगे बढ़ के जैसे विस्की डिस्टिलरी है स्कॉटलैंड में और लंदन में, मैनचेस्टर और लीड्स में सर्विस सेक्टर है, और जो लोग इसका उपयोग करते हैं, यहाँ यूके में इंडियन सामान अच्छे दामों में मिलती है.
It is good for consumers because it will bring down prices on Indian goods in the United Kingdom, like clothes and shoes and food, and it will deliver benefits for the long term. It will add about £4.8 billion to the UK economy every year and £2.2 billion to wages and hundreds of millions of pounds to regions and nations up and down the United Kingdom.
All right, so there you heard it from the press briefing, the key highlights of the India-UK FTA that has been signed. How is it going to benefit both the nations? What is it going to create for India? Those are the kind of highlights that are coming in. In case you are really interested in knowing all those details, well, you can log on to a separate live that started on our channel on Business Today YouTube as well, where you will be able to see the live proceedings from whatever is happening on the press briefing, and thereafter, in case there is a Q&A round as well. So look forward to that. But right now the markets have shut shop 25,062, 157 points lower in trade. Eternal, Tata Motors, Dr. Reddy's, Grasim remain as the top movers, whereas on the declining side it's Nestle, Trent, Shriram Finance, Tech Mahindra and Reliance Industries as the stocks that have declined in trade. Three top sectors: PSU Banks, Pharma, Metal and Auto. Those are the only big winners in trade, but IT has clearly dragged today, 2.2% lower. Top movers on the F&O pack, you have Canara Bank, Indian Bank and Samvardhan Motherson. All right, viewers, with that, we wrap up today's edition of Market Today. Do stay tuned with us on Business Today Television. Of course, we will be getting you all those highlights right after, so you can actually log on, continue to stay put with us, as right after this show, you will be able to see the live PC from London.
काम पूरा किया है, इसके लिए मैं बहुत खुशी हूँ.
And, you know, as I've said before, and as we were just discussing in our tete-a-tete, we've entered a new global era, and that is one that requires us to step up, not to stand aside, to deliver for the British people by building deeper partnerships and alliances. And today is very much confirmation of that approach.
और अभी वहाँ पे बात सब कर रहे थे आपके साथ बैठ के, हमने बातें की कि नई ग्लोबल इरा पैदा करनी है और इसके लिए हमको सब कुछ करना है जो हम सक्षम है, जिसके बाद ब्रिटिश लोगों को यहाँ पे बहुत ही बड़ी पार्टनरशिप मिलेगी आपके देश से, और यहाँ पे जो हम करने वाले हैं उससे दोनों देशों को फायदा होगा.
And the UK has been negotiating a deal like this for many years, but it is this government that got it done. And with it, we're sending a very powerful message that Britain is open for business. And that is already generating huge confidence. Today we're announcing nearly £6 billion in investment and export wins between India and the United Kingdom, creating over 2,200 jobs for British workers.
और ये जो ऐसी नेगोशिएशन मैं पहले बहुत की है, पर ये जो अभी हमने किया है ये बहुत ही बड़ा होगा, क्योंकि ब्रिटिश लोगों को और संसार को ये जानेंगे कि ब्रिटेन इज ओपन फॉर बिजनेस, व्यापार के लिए खुला है. और ये ब्रिटिश लोगों के लिए भी बहुत अच्छा होगा, क्योंकि ये 6 बिलियन पाउंड्स के 6 बिलियन पाउंड्स यहाँ पे नहीं पैदा होगा. और यूके और इंडिया ने जो ये साथ काम करने का निर्णय किया है, इससे 2,200 जॉब्स भी पैदा होंगे यहाँ पे.
But of course, as we've discussed this morning, this is not the extent or the limit of our collaboration with India. We have unique bonds of history, of family and of culture. And we want to strengthen our relationship further so that it is even more ambitious, modern and focused on the long term, the step up in the relationship that we discussed in the autumn of last year. And that's why, alongside this trade deal, I am delighted that we're building on our partnership by launching our India-UK Vision 2035 strategy, pledging to work more closely on areas such as defence, migration, climate, education and health.
और इस सुबह जब हमने बात की थी कि एक आपस के साथ कोलैबोरेट करेंगे, इससे ये साबित होता है कि हम लोग अपनी इतिहास, फैमिली और संस्कृति को बहुत ही मजबूत बनाना चाहते हैं और जो मजबूत रहा है, और इसीलिए भविष्य में हम ये दोस्ती, ये रिश्ता स्टेप अप करना चाहते हैं। वो ट्रेड डील बना के और इंडिया और यूके 2035 विजन के आधार में वो जो डिफेंस है, माइग्रेशन है, एजुकेशन है, उस पे ध्यान देके।
We will also build on the fantastic work we already do in technology and innovation, celebrating the one-year anniversary of the landmark Technology Security Initiative and making the most of the opportunities it represents for both of our countries.
और टेक्नोलॉजी और इनोवेशन के क्षेत्र में भी अभी पहली एनिवर्सरी मनाया है जो हमने, वो टेक्नोलॉजी, इनोवेशन, सिक्योरिटी के आधार पे है और ये आगे बढ़ेगा, इसका पूरा विश्वास है।
Mr. Prime Minister, we've had much to talk about today and much to celebrate. And I look forward to our continued work together as we strengthen security, growth and prosperity for working people in both of our nations. So let me now hand over to you to say a few words, and thank you again for your leadership on this.
Thank you.
Sorry.
प्रधानमंत्री स्टार्मर, फ्रेंड्स, नमस्कार।
Prime Minister Starmer, friends, namaskar, good morning.
सबसे पहले मैं प्रधानमंत्री स्टार्मर के गर्मजोशी भरे स्वागत सत्कार के लिए हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। आज हमारे संबंधों में एक ऐतिहासिक दिवस है। मुझे प्रसन्नता है कि कई वर्षों की मेहनत के बाद आज दोनों देशों के बीच कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इकोनॉमिक एंड ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट संपन्न हुआ है।
First of all, let me extend my heartfelt gratitude to Prime Minister Starmer for the warm welcome and gracious hospitality. Today marks a historic day in our bilateral relations. I am pleased to note that after many years of hard work, the comprehensive economic and trade agreement between our two countries has been concluded today.
यह समझौता मात्र आर्थिक साझेदारी नहीं, बल्कि साझा समृद्धि की योजना है। एक और भारतीय टेक्सटाइल, फुटवियर, जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी, सी फूड और इंजीनियरिंग गुड्स को यूके में बेहतर मार्केट एक्सेस मिलेगा। भारत के एग्रीकल्चर, प्रोड्यूस और प्रोसेस्ड फूड इंडस्ट्री के लिए यूके की मार्केट में नए अवसर बनेंगे। भारत के युवाओं, किसानों, मछुआरों और एमएसएमई सेक्टर के लिए यह समझौता विशेष रूप से लाभकारी सिद्ध होगा। वहीं दूसरी ओर भारत के लोगों और इंडस्ट्री के लिए यूके में बने प्रोडक्ट्स जैसे मेडिकल डिवाइसेस और एरोस्पेस पार्ट्स सुलभ और किफायती दरों पर उपलब्ध हो सकेंगे।
This agreement does not merely pave way for economic partnership, but is also a blueprint for our shared prosperity. On the one hand, Indian textiles, footwear, gems and jewelry, seafood, engineering goods will get better market access in the UK. Indian agricultural products, processed food industry will find new opportunities in UK's market. This agreement will prove especially beneficial for India's youth, farmers, fishermen and MSME sector. On the other hand, people and industries in India will be able to access products made in the UK, such as medical devices and aerospace parts at affordable and attractive prices.
इस समझौते के साथ ही डबल कंट्रीब्यूशन कन्वेंशन पर भी सहमति बनी है। इससे दोनों के सर्विस सेक्टर, विशेषकर टेक्नोलॉजी और फाइनेंस के उसको एक नई ऊर्जा मिलेगी। ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस को गति मिलेगी। कॉस्ट ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस घटेगा और कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस बढ़ेगा। साथ ही यूके की अर्थव्यवस्था को भारतीय स्किल टैलेंट मिलेगा। इन समझौतों से दोनों देशों में निवेश बढ़ेगा और रोजगार के नए अवसर बनेंगे। इतना ही नहीं, दो लोकतांत्रिक देशों और विश्व की दो बड़ी इकोनॉमीज के बीच हुए यह समझौते वैश्विक स्थिरता और समृद्धि को भी बल देंगे।
Along with this agreement, we also have reached a consensus on the Double Contribution Convention. This will inject new energy into the service sectors of both countries, especially in technology and finance. It will promote ease of doing business, reduce cost of doing business, and increase the confidence of doing business. Additionally, UK's economy would benefit from India's skilled talent. These agreements will enhance investments and generate new employment opportunities in both countries. Moreover, as agreements reached between two democracies and two of the world's major economies, they will lend support to global stability and global prosperity.
Friends, अगले दशक में हमारी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप को नई गति और ऊर्जा देने के लिए विजन 2035 जारी किया जा रहा है। यह टेक्नोलॉजी, डिफेंस, क्लाइमेट, एजुकेशन और पीपल टू पीपल कनेक्ट के क्षेत्रों में एक मजबूत, भरोसेमंद और महत्वाकांक्षी साझेदारी का रोड मैप बनेगा।
Friends, to give new momentum and energy to our comprehensive strategic partnership in the coming decade, today we are launching our Vision 2035. Vision 2035 is a roadmap that will form the basis of a strong, trustworthy, and ambitious partnership in the fields of technology, defense, climate, education, and people-to-people connect.
डिफेंस और सिक्योरिटी में साझेदारी के लिए डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रियल रोड मैप बनाया गया है। हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी सिक्योरिटी इनिशिएटिव को और मजबूत करने पर काम किया जाएगा। इट इज अवर कमिटमेंट दैट फ्रॉम एआई टू क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स, सेमीकंडक्टर्स टू साइबर सिक्योरिटी, we shall create the future together.
A defense industrial roadmap has also been drawn up for partnership in defense and security. Work will continue on strengthening our technology security initiative. It is our commitment that from AI to critical minerals, from semiconductors to cybersecurity, we shall create the future together.
Friends, शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में भी दोनों देश मिलकर एक नया चैप्टर लिख रहे हैं। यूके की 6 यूनिवर्सिटीज भारत में कैंपस खोल रही हैं। पिछले हफ्ते ही भारत के गुरुग्राम शहर में साउथ हैम्पटन यूनिवर्सिटी कैंपस का उद्घाटन हुआ है।
Friends, in the field of education too, we are writing a new chapter together. 6 universities of the UK are opening their campuses in India. Just last week, the University of Southampton inaugurated its campus in the city of Gurugram in India.
फ्रेंड्स, पहलगाम में हुए आतंकवादी हमले की कठोर निंदा के लिए हम प्रधानमंत्री स्टारमर और उनकी सरकार का आभार व्यक्त करते हैं। हम एक मत हैं कि आतंकवाद के खिलाफ लड़ाई में दोहरे मापदंडों का कोई स्थान नहीं है। हम इस बात पर भी सहमत हैं कि एक्सट्रीमिस्ट विचारधारा वाली शक्तियों को डेमोक्रेटिक फ्रीडम का दुरुपयोग नहीं करने दिया जा सकता। Those who misuse democratic freedoms to undermine democracy itself must be held account. इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंडर्स के प्रत्यार्पण के विषय पर भी हमारी एजेंसी सहयोग और समन्वय से काम करती रहेगी।
Friends, we thank the Prime Minister and his government for strong condemnation of the terrorist attack in Pahalgam. We are united in the belief that there is no place for double standards in the fight against terrorism. We also agree that the forces which espouse extremist ideologies should not be allowed to misuse democratic freedoms. Those who misuse democratic freedoms to undermine democracy itself must be held to account. Our security agencies will continue to enhance cooperation and coordination on matters such as the extradition of economic offenders.
फ्रेंड्स, इंडो पैसिफिक में शांति और स्थिरता, यूक्रेन में चल रहे संघर्ष और पश्चिम एशिया की स्थिति पर हम विचार साझा करते रहे हैं। हम जल्द से जल्द शांति और स्थिरता की बहाली का समर्थन करते हैं। सभी देशों की संप्रभुता और क्षेत्रीय अखंडता का सम्मान अनिवार्य है। आज के युग की मांग विस्तारवाद नहीं, विकासवाद ही है।
Friends, we have continued to exchange views on peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific, the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, and the situation in West Asia. We support early restoration of peace and stability. Respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries is essential. Today's era demands development, not expansionism.
फ्रेंड्स, पिछले महीने अहमदाबाद में हुई दुर्घटना में मारे गए लोगों में कई यूके के नागरिक भाई बहन भी थे। उनके परिवार वालों के प्रति हम संवेदनाएं प्रकट करते हैं। यूके में रहने वाले भारतीय मूल के लोग हमारे संबंधों में एक लिविंग ब्रिज का काम करते हैं। दे डिड नॉट जस्ट ब्रिंग करी फ्रॉम इंडिया बट ऑल्सो क्रिएटिविटी, कमिटमेंट एंड कैरेक्टर। इनका योगदान सिर्फ यूके की समृद्ध इकोनॉमी तक सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि यूके के कल्चर, स्पोर्ट्स और पब्लिक सर्विस में भी दिखता है।
Friends, last month in the unfortunate plane crash in Ahmedabad, our sisters and brothers of the UK were among those who lost their lives. I would like to express my deepest condolences to the families of the victims. The people of Indian origin in the UK form a living bridge that connects our two nations. They did not just bring curry from India, but also creativity, commitment, and character. Their immense contributions are not just limited to UK's prosperous economy, but are also visible in UK's culture, sports, and public service.
फ्रेंड्स, जब भारत और यूके मिले और वह भी टेस्ट सीरीज के दौरान, तो क्रिकेट का उल्लेख तो करना ही पड़ता है। फॉर बोथ ऑफ अस, क्रिकेट इज नॉट जस्ट अ गेम बट अ पैशन एंड ऑल्सो अ ग्रेट मेटाफॉर फॉर अवर पार्टनरशिप. There may be a swing and a miss at times, but we always play with a straight bat We are committed to building high-scoring, solid partnership. आज संपन्न हुए समझौते और विजन 2035 इसी स्पिरिट को आगे बढ़ाने वाले माइलस्टोन है.
Friends, I would be remiss not to mention cricket when India and the UK are coming together, especially during a test series. For both of us, cricket is not just a game, but a passion. And also a great metaphor for our partnership. There may be a swing and a miss at times, but we always play with a straight bat. We are committed to building a high-scoring, solid partnership. The agreements concluded today and Vision 2035 are milestones which advance this very spirit.
प्रधानमंत्री जी, मैं एक बार फिर आपके आतिथ्य सत्कार के लिए आभार व्यक्त करता हूं. मैं आपको भारत यात्रा करने का निमंत्रण भी देता हूं और आशा करता हूं कि हमें शीघ्र ही भारत में आपका स्वागत करने का अवसर मिलेगा. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
Prime Minister, I thank you once again for your warm hospitality. I would also like to take this opportunity to extend an equally warm invitation to you to visit India. I am eagerly looking forward to hosting you in India very, very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.